Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob as well.
And welcome to Impossible Mission, the YouTube series / podcast series where the aim is to talk about video games without pissing anyone off.
Talk about what's happening in video games or just things that interest us. Because at this time of the year, which is February, not a lot is happening right now.
No, and it's a bizarre time in video games because
everything's been delayed.
Yeah, everything's been delayed, but also video games generally have these peaks and troughs. So they always have like these phases where they have a lot of things going on, and then these phases where there's literally nothing going on.
Yeah,
and you just think, well, you know, surely there's like there should be this system where there's constant production, but obviously we only focus in general on a few specific companies.
Well, it's the end of the console cycle, so there's that to consider as well.
Yeah, true. But with that being the case, I found myself recently. I found myself playing more and more sports games.
Okay.
And when I say sports games, I'm not just talking about FIFA or ball games in general.
Yeah, it seems like when you talk about sports games, that is the overwhelming amount of them, really. They're all ball-based. FIFA, NHL, NHL.
Well, NHL is not ball-based.
Close enough. You hit it, and it goes in a net. If you kick it, it'll probably break your toe, but you'll... NBA, FIFA, other stuff.
UFC...
Rugby games which never work, cricket games which never work.
Oh, don't even talk to me about the rugby game.
Well, there was a cricket game on PlayStation.
I had to review that.
I think it was PlayStation 1. There was a Brian Lara cricket game which actually worked quite well.
Yeah, and then they did that Ashes one from a couple of years ago, which was so diabolically bad they pulled it.
Baseball as well. There's lots of baseball games.
Yeah, it's surprising because we recently talked about the Yakuza games, but that's a weird thing, the fact that baseball being as big as it is in Japan, you don't really get Japanese baseball games in the West.
No, is that MLB The Game?
Oh, the show. MLB The Show.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Which is apparently really rather good, but I find the sport almost unwatchable. And there's also golf games.
Yeah, but I mean, baseball's one of those games where it's basically like cricket. It's the American version of cricket, let's be
fair. Cricket for lazy people, which is also pretty lazy anyway. So I don't understand how it works.
But anyway...
sorry, Americans who are listening. I know you love baseball. Well, some of you love baseball. I know some of you love baseball. But it just doesn't work in England. It just doesn't work.
On the flip side, racing games...
Would you call them a sport game?
F1 is definitely a sports game.
Sports presentation of something, yeah.
You know, F1 is definitely... I think a racing game where you have a car that's basically got branded logos all over it for advertisements and sponsorships, that's basically a sports game.
Okay, so rally games, touring car games, NASCAR.
Yeah, they're all sports games.
Even NASCAR's still a game. I've not seen that in a very long time.
See, that's the thing. NASCAR, there have been NASCAR games. There was one from, was it last year or the year before? It wasn't that great.
Well, it's kind of hard to make a game out of a race where you go around in a circle.
See, this is the thing. NASCAR was not a great game, but if you go back... See, I've always wanted the Daytona series to make a comeback, the Daytona arcade racing series.
It was very hard, that, from what I remember.
Yeah, but it was so much fun.
Well, that's debatable.
It was a lot of fun.
But why are you playing a lot of sports games? Well, let's get back to that germ that you dropped.
It's kind of like, because you've gone back and started playing The Witcher.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's familiarity. I'm familiar with a lot of these sports games. I know how to play them. And with FIFA, I can do a new career mode. With NHL and with NFL, I can basically do whatever I'm doing in those. I can basically play these games and not have to think too hard about them.
Yeah, wrestling games also come into that, but a company, Ukes walked away, and I think Visual Concepts stepped in and made a holy mess of it.
Yeah. But bizarrely enough, I have been playing Fire Pro Wrestling a lot more.
Yeah, I don't like that. It made me feel really bad at games.
Yeah, but the thing is...
and there was a comment on a review in this channel that basically said, my opinion is rubbish. It's my opinion. How can it be rubbish? It's my own... elitist sons. Elitist sons.
That's why we call the Impossible Mission. But anyway, I kind of see what you were on about with Fire Pro Wrestling.
Because it doesn't guide you into it. It just says, right, you're playing a game. Well, figure it out then.
Yeah. See, this is, I think, where Rob and I differ on certain things. I'm a bloody-minded fool, and so I will basically go, challenge accepted, and repeatedly bang my head against the wall until my eyes are covered in blood. And then when my eyes are covered in blood, I'll go, I can't see, and then I'll stop playing the game.
Yeah, I just...
And then I'll forget.
This game makes no sense. I hate this game. Finished.
Yes.
And then publish a review, and then get bad comments.
Yeah. Whereas I'll just end up with like a headache from banging my head against the wall repeatedly, and then I'll forget that I was ever playing the game until 6 months later when I'll be like, I was playing that game for a while. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I've been playing so many sports games, is because I'll play it for a while and then I'll forget that I'm actually playing that game. And I'll move on to something else.
Well, there's no such thing as closure, is there? I mean, you don't play when there is sports games with like a career mode or story mode, like whatever. That's fine. That's an aspect of it, but it's not all of it. It's like you play until you've had your fill.
I played the career manager mode of, I think it was FIFA 12. I played that for a solid 6 months every day, right? And I basically reached a point where the game had literally started making up names.
Yeah, that's always fun, that.
For players, because it had run out of names.
Yeah, I mean, like there's stories in people who play Championship Manager who basically got the 2040s and 2050s. It's like, wow. But you don't get that in other games, do you? I mean, you get it in sort of online competitive shooty stuff or fighty stuff.
Yeah.
But it's different. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of the only aspect of esports that I actually quite like. Because, I don't know, I can't really express it, but I don't know. It's just not, I don't know. I'm not going to try and wrangle the thoughts out of my head, so I'll just leave it there and then pass whatever idea I had there and then hope you can fix it in post or pick up something I said and make it make sense.
I suppose I do kind of get what you're talking about. The competitive nature of games, right, especially when it comes to sports games, I think it's, the couch co-op, right? When you basically play against your mates and maybe you're playing FIFA or you're playing some fighting game or something like that, and you basically do that whole leaning on them so that you put them off.
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore, do you? It's all online.
See, I always thought esports would be more fun if you had them side by side so they could actually do that, just elbow someone in the head.
Well, esports takes itself too seriously.
That's why I want them to sit next to each other and have
There's too much money in it. It's kind of like the Premier League. Go back to esports when it was like, Saturday and you went to the pub with the team and they played like £45 for a week of football. Go back to the 60s when the games were in the 1960s. That was a thing, right?
I want the ability to actually... you remember that movie Basketball, the Matt Stone, Trey Parker movie, where you could psych...
You can't forget that.
Where you had the ability to psych out the other players. Yeah. Esports would be so much more fun if you could basically just run up to your opponent and go...
Or have Bruce Grobbelaar do his wobbly knees.
Exactly.
There's an old football reference that increasingly few people will know about.
Because, I mean, what is esports? It's sitting there watching people click on a mouse and tap on a keyboard.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about sports game. I mean, another part of sports games that... edit this bit out.
No, I refuse.
Extreme sports are sports games too.
Yes, they are. I mean, Tony Hawk's kind of...
Literally every video that EA puts out says, what about Skate 3? Hang on, no. Skate 4. I forget. Next Skate.
Yeah, the next Skate game. But then they basically put out something that isn't Skate.
Well, it was a different company. It was Sessions, wasn't it? Which seems to have vanished.
Yeah.
What's happening with that, I don't know. But
it's...
And SSX is the perennial... SSX 3? Yeah. It's one of my top 5 favourite games. I say that about 50 games, so I don't know what my top 5 is.
But then again, I mean, didn't Ubisoft put out Steep?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. And so they are trying to find something that works on the extreme sports format.
The thing about these games, if it's like Skate, it's a genuine challenge to learn the physics and the systems. Yeah. And you've got to have a really robust system for that sort of gameplay style to work.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Or arcade.
Yeah.
Steep wasn't one or the other. It was fine. Had good ideas, but one of the missions on Steep was Wingjet, whatever they call it.
Wingsuit.
Wing Squirrel games.
A wingsuit.
Wing Squirrel games, I think, is a better way of wording it.
No, because that would be a great developer name.
Probably is. Well, Wingnut is the name of a developer and all that, or something. No, I think that's Peter Jackson's production company, Wingnut.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get exactly what you mean. But I mean, it's weird, but because I think these games are so open-ended and because you can just go straight in and play it for a while and then forget about it.
It's just high score, isn't it? That's all it is. It's pure gaming in the old sense of you went on, you try to get the high score, you go on again, you try and beat your high score.
But there's a certain therapeutic nature to these games, I suppose.
Uncomplicated.
Yeah. You know the rules because you probably... take NFL, for example.
Well, it's wish fulfillment, isn't it? Every kid who plays football on the playground wants to be a football player.
Yeah.
But nobody does. So these games are an opportunity for us to do that.
Not just that, though. I mean, if you take the NFL games, how many Brits play the NFL games?
A surprising amount.
Yeah,
They've become very popular.
Of those people who play the NFL games, how many of them actually watch NFL?
Quite a lot. NFL is very popular in this country now.
Yeah, it is. But you go back to the original days of John Madden?
Well, it's always been Madden.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the original John Madden games. I think it was the late 80s or early 90s. How many people in this country played NFL or watched NFL at that time?
Not many. I don't understand American football. I remember getting an American football game because I used to go in the bargain part of the shop at £10 a game. Because very young, they're not going to give me full price to play a game. So I bought, football. I was probably new at American football. I'll get that. I wonder how Americans play football.
Yeah.
I did not understand it.
See,
I changed ends in the middle of a game. I don't know what, not in the way football does. I was running along the field and then it stopped and then I went and did a touchdown. It said, that's not your end. I said, what? You never told me it changed. I never played. And I've never, ever engaged with American football since.
Yeah.
So I blame you, Madden 95.
See, I always had this opinion of the difference between rugby and American football. And I explained it to a friend of mine who's a gamer but has never played any sports, right? Explained it to them like this. Rugby union or rugby league is basically like Dynasty Warriors, right? You basically run around freely and you basically you pass the ball freely, everything like that. Whereas American football is like a cross between Dynasty Warriors and Risk, right? So there's a lot more strategy involved. There's a lot more stop-starting involved.
With more adverts.
Yeah, with a lot more adverts.
And Americans go, whoa! in the commentary.
Oh, and the beer hats. Don't forget the beer hats. You don't get those at a rugby game.
Although I will say one thing. One thing I will say about American football is they have cool names of teams.
Yeah.
So does NBA.
Well, no. There is one team name that isn't cool at all.
Well, no, that's kind of a racist name. Yeah. But it was like Minnesota Timberwolves. That's a cool name for a team.
Yeah.
I don't know is that basketball or is that American football? I don't know one of them, but it's a cool name.
Well, basketball has the Sonics, which I think is
like
a great name.
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
It's cool names.
I still don't know what the 49ers mean, but...
I don't know. It's like Sheffield Wednesday. The reason they're called Sheffield Wednesday is because they used to play the matches on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sports is weird, but it's comfort food for gaming, isn't it? It's easy. You all know the rules. It's how well it's done that really affects your enjoyment.
Yeah. And like I said, there's a therapeutic nature to them. Familiarity. You can pick them up and play them for a while, and you can forget about them.
Seriously, games development world, though. Bring back extreme sports games, you cowards.
Are you throwing the gauntlet down to the developers?
Yeah, I mean, that's a way how you want... If you want to get something in life, just accuse people of being cowards and you get everything that you hack could ever want.
So we're going to end this by going, what are you, chicken?
I wasn't going to, but you went and did that. So, okay, we'll end this again with what you've been playing. So...
Well, it's obvious what I've been playing.
You been playing anything since? Are you nothing you want to add to that? Or you just got one game that you've been playing for the past 2 weeks? Not peering behind the curtain here and breaking the fourth wall and realising we record 2 of these at once. No, that doesn't happen. How dare you accuse of such a thing? You record 2 episodes at once, liar.
Now, obviously, I started off saying I've been playing a lot more sports games.
Yeah. I was playing Nier, yeah.
I was going to say, are we talking, what is it? Is it Need for Speed? Is it
Nier or Nio?
Is it knees? Are you playing a game about knees?
But it's one of those like Dark Souls style of games And I've been playing it for like the past year or something, or 6 months.
Hang on, are we talking about Nier, the original game?
One that's like Onimusha.
The original game then, on the PS3?
No, for PS4.
Okay.
Nayo, I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay, no, I know what you're on about now. You're on about, Neo.
The names are so alike. But it's like Dark Souls. I was doing well. I thought, I understand this game now.
Is it like Dark Souls or is it like Onimusha?
It's like both.
Right.
You get this endorphin rush. Oh, yeah, I beat the boss. This is so cool. I finally understand Dark Souls games. Then they got to a boss who I nearly beat, and I've never been able to get near it since. And I thought, this game is shit. I've had enough of this. I can't be doing with... And then I uninstalled it and then put the disc in the box, and then I've not seen it since. And I'm pretty sure that's like the normal pattern for playing these games.
I think so. I don't know many people who finished Demon's Souls or Dark Souls.
It was, in case you're wondering, it's the boss, which is an electric dog. It was doing me nothing. Its pattern was so inconsistent. And I was watching videos on YouTube that told you how to do it, but they were all wrong because he didn't do the rolling on his belly. He didn't go on his belly. Stupid Kim. So yeah, been playing that.
I think if I was talking in terms of similar frustration playing FIFA 2020, I never ever ever since an experience playing FIFA 19 where I basically thought, I'll give the multiplayer a try. I'll go online and try and play against people online.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah, I know. That was a bad mistake. So no more online play for Rob. I play solely the single-player game. I'm happy with that. And all you people online who basically pay for players and stuff like that, you can all go to hell. I'm
You're
not
playing Ultimate Team.
I decided to give it a try, and you know what? I just couldn't win at all.
Yeah, people take that too seriously.
And I was just like... These players are so good, but I mean, you've got it's like you got a team full of Messis.
Imagine if they were around when Pogs were a thing. They would have lost their tiny little minds.
Yes, they would.
And that bombshell. I think we have to wrap up for this week. And that's it for this week. This has been Immortal. I can't get the name right.
Impossible Mission.
Impossible Mission. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.